Hey everyone, it's Mark Ferguson with Invest for More, and many of you may recognize this as one of the houses at the compound. We've had a lot of videos in the complex lately, which is a 7-unit property I bought, but this is the compound and it's 3 houses, so that's one house, a commercial building right there. One of the other houses is right behind my truck back there, and then the red house behind the commercial building. So we bought these, got a really good deal on them. Redid all the houses, had to evict one person, did cash for keys, kept the tenants in the commercial unit, and have had them rented for about a year now. So it's turned out to be a pretty good investment. I think we had everything rented for $5,000 a month, in that range, maybe a little more, and we bought it for $410. But these tenants just moved out, and I think they had some sod they put in, which did not work out too well. But the yards weren't amazing, but they're mowed down, they were okay. And this one, we actually had to start mowing for them because it was not getting done. And we also had property management on these for a while, and we stopped using that property management company. So we are managing them in-house again just because we had a few issues. So one of them, you can see right there, I don't think they're supposed to have a dog, and they definitely had a dog in here. And in the other houses, one of them had 2 big dogs. And specifically in our property management agreement, right, you could have like 1 small dog with landlord permission. Never asked us, never checked with us, just had them put 2 big dogs in. Just issues like that over and over and over again. And it's kind of interesting. You can see it left us a few things. When we switched back to our in-house property management, we probably had 5 different tenants come and tell us they were so happy it was back with us again because they were so unhappy with the property management company. So I guess it helped. Although we do have a lot of work to do still to make sure we're doing property management right. Now, like I said, the tenants just moved out, so we weren't sure how it would look. Sometimes we have nice looking properties when that happens, and sometimes not so nice looking properties. And this being, I think we rented this for $12.50 a month, is one of the cheaper houses you can rent in this entire area. So sometimes that can be a little bit worrisome with the quality of tenants you get, but still, if you do good tenant screening, really, do your due diligence, you should be okay, right? Good people rent cheaper properties all the time. But we're kind of worried about our property management company and how much due diligence they did. But as you can see, it's not in bad shape at all. It looks pretty good, and it would be pretty frustrating if it was completely trashed after it being rented for just under a year. And yeah, that's another thing. The tenants, I think, just messaged us and said, hey, we're out. Like before their lease was up, they still had a month or 2 left. Said they'd moved out and wanted their deposit back, but they had not even paid their last month's rent they were in. So yeah, you got to pay rent and stay for the whole lease. That's how a lease works. But anyway, it is nice that it's in relatively good condition. And yes, these houses are not perfect. They're not beautiful high-end properties, but like I said, some of the most affordable rental properties you can get in the area for an entire house. And the other houses, I think one's rented for $1,100 and the other one maybe it's $1,050. One's just a 1-bedroom house, and the other one's a 2-bedroom, but very small. Neither one of them have garages. And this one has 2 bedrooms plus, let's see if we can get that open. It has that nice garage right there too, which I mean isn't the nicest garage in the world, but it is a garage, so that's a bonus. So the property is not too bad at all. And that's all there is to this. Pretty small, basic house. But yes, the yard obviously needs some work. And like I said, we drove by here and the weeds are 1.5 feet tall. And it's like, well, is the property management company telling them that? Have they been checking on it? And so eventually we literally had to have our own mowers come mow it down before we got a code violation from the city, because we have, other issues with that over here with the city. And we were worried too, because the tenants had told us they had a broken down car, and they weren't sure they're going to be able to get it out of here. But thankfully, there's just a few things left in here and no car. And we were wondering too, Nikki and I just walked through it, like, I remember we had those posters in here, the Scarface poster, but if we left it like this ugly before we rented it, because we never really came in this garage, and we're like, eek, we probably, if we did, that wasn't a very good job on us. That was our fault. We should have definitely patched up these walls, made things a little prettier. And I don't think all this stuff was here, but maybe it was. So that's our fault if that was still there. But no, some of the issues we're having now, we're trying to work out, is the city is saying that's an illegal business because they're running a car repair shop over there. And there's lots of other car repair shops in this same zoning area. They said they're working with those owners, and so they're trying to work with us to get a variance, but we'll see how that goes. Hopefully it's not too tough of a process, because they did want a survey, which would cost us about $5,000 to survey this whole thing. And so if we can avoid that, that would sure be nice, but we'll see how all that goes. All right, the compound update, doing okay still. No, there might be something we refinance as well here soon too. I used a 1031 exchange to buy it. So I think my loan on this whole place is only like $230,000, something like that, a private money loan. So we could refinance it, take some cash out, and really have pretty small payments at the same time. And then eventually someday, at some point, someone may want to redevelop it into commercial property, because we are right on the highway right there. And that's what the city wants to happen, but it's not exactly happening at any of the properties around us at all. They're all kind of the same, similar type of property. So eventually, maybe someday, there'll be some beautiful apartments or commercial here, but for right now, you get the compound. All right, thanks for watching. Hope everybody loves the videos. We love to see your comments, your likes, shares, all that. Have tons more information on investformore.com as well. Free book, lots of articles on there too. And we'll be back with much more. And hopefully not too much more on the compound, because that usually means something went wrong, or property's vacant, or something else.